Hey guys, thank you very much for joining me today on this new live stream about Lawgivers II. I can show you a bit some of the most recent progress and answer your questions today and much more. Thank you very much for joining the live stream. So I'm currently working on version Alpha 7.2. And I'm very excited because now the game starts to. I would like to rebalance the game properly from the budget till everything. So, like, let's call it the great rebalance, so that it's like fun to play. Like you can, that each law makes sense, like to approve or to abolish. It will make a real impact on the economy in game. So yeah, the highlight of the next update that I think will be out in the next few days is there are some highlights. First of all, it will be possible for currently I have to restart again. Yeah. It will be possible to issue bonds, to create money in practice and make more debt. So like, no, here I can't show you, but like this. All right, yeah, so there will be the possibility to issue bonds, like you can choose the value of the bond, the amount of bonds to issue, like 100K, the years, and then the yield, and it depends. If the bonds are attractive to investors, then you will get more money. You will create more debt, but you will get more money for some activities to do. And this issue bond can only be done if you control the Treasury Ministry, and and so if you have some questions, just write them in the chat. I will read them later. All right, and yeah, so this I still have to work on the result of this event, but yeah, this is really a new interesting feature that will make it more interesting, especially in coalitions. Like it's nice, to separate ministers, like give to one party this minister, keep some other ministers. Some ministers are more worse than others, and so yeah. Yeah, and one other thing I'm working on are loans. So the party can take loans. Yeah, currently it has already a loan at start of the game. And here you see like the weekly cost of the loan, yearly cost, and the total cost. And so this is also something that's coming with the next alpha version. Here in the banks menu, there will be an option to choose loans that I'm currently working on. And yeah, so, and other stuff are new, like, for example, the Green Party has now environmentalism as ideology, and probably there will be much more ideologies in future. So, and also factions. I would like the possibility for users to when they create a new party, like here, maybe for Germany, when a new party can be created, I would like also to create new factions. So in general, I would like to have the party like not more than two main ideologies, and then the rest are like factions inside that are living inside these parties. So, but things might also change in future. I don't know yet. So. Yeah, here I still have to add the button to remove ideologies. And yeah, they also made some more details, like for example, on currencies. Here you can always see the current value, like compared to the United States, the euro is $0.92 in this case. And so I added some details here. And yeah, I continue the translation thing. I mean, much more things will be translated in, like for much more words will be connected to the translation file, and yeah, so it will be, yeah, because there were some mistakes, and so here I still have to do that. It's possible, you know, to select these areas below. This is not possible to select because of the city, but I'm working on like an idea to fix this. Yeah, because for example, the city can disappear when you're going closer or something like that, or you can just here have a function of filtering things on map. So I'm still thinking about that. So what's also new are the expenses and the income. Yeah, incomes are with laws currently, and expenses are now, for example, institutions also have costs, like yeah, like it depends also how much seats the parliament has and so on. So it will cost more with more seats, and also the committees and this and that. And so yeah, here are also the loans. Yeah, here I have to add like for how many years the loan is still going. So I can add it. I can add it now, for example. All right, so I will check UI loans main, and I'm here. And okay, I need to stop the game running, and I will check here. All right, there is a rate, and then let's add here years. So you players can see how much can check how much years or weeks there is still to pay the credit, the loan. All right, here like this. Okay, so let's connect the description to names and the value to values. Save everything. Here UI loan main. We can add then the name, which currently is just put years. So and values I can put on 5. No, it has no currency. Apparently loan. Years left, like years left to pay. All right, this 3. Yeah. So let's see the changes. If you have questions, please ask me now, because I can really directly ask all of your questions. Like maybe I can give you some hint when some new feature will come and so on. I don't know exactly about everything, because things might change during development. Some things might require more time. Some things are faster to do, and some things needs like a redesign of many functions. So, but anyway, now we did this. I've added this option to see the years left. So I've added at the start of a game that that the country is starting with 100 years loan. All right. Yeah. So I'm happy I did this, and yeah, if you want, guys, I can answer some of your questions. I can check there. Yeah, like Instinct 245 is asking when we can play more countries. Yeah, currently I'm focusing on Germany and the United States, because there are like bugs to fix, and also the United States. I would like, you know, to have a very realistic simulation, political simulation. So I just did it to have like a basic simulation to simulate election and so on. And I would like to improve much more the realism, like, you know, like there would be some states that are shifting easier and so on, you know. So I'm focusing currently on Germany and the United States. I think there is still a lot to do. For example, United States will get in near future the primaries option, so there will be primaries to indicate which will be the candidate of each party then on elections and so on. So yeah, so probably the next country will be added during the first quarter of next year. And I will ask the community, as always, which will be the next country to add. And yeah, So yeah, there is. I'm always working to improve things in games, so there are many small changes that I don't list sometimes. For example, I added description to some laws, or I corrected some things. I fixed some little bugs. Yeah, I've also fixed some like some bugs. Like this button was not disappearing when I've opened this menu, for example. So I fixed this, so it's like disappearing and then reappearing after. So there are little design changes all the time, because I would like really to. I'm a bit maybe perfectionist sometimes. I would like really to improve every aspect of the game. But also, I see also that the game is progressing towards an end goal, so I'm not working forever on the game, and I think some of you can also see that, like, it's not that it's like some impossible stuff. So, also some people ask me about multiplayer, and I've specified that the game is currently is designed to be multiplayer since the beginning. So when your guys are playing single player, it's like you're playing multiplayer solo. So I still have to add some functions related to multiplayer, because you know, some players can leave during a vote, for example, and then the game is stuck. So I have to work on that function, because it always has to wait for every player to vote, and in a case a player is leaving the game, then the AI has to continue for this player, and so on. You know, this kind of stuff. But yeah, the game is designed to work with a server as well, so there can be a server setup, and there people can connect with phone, for example, and so I'm working on that. But I've asked the community also some time ago if they would prefer more laws and more content and more functions instead of multiplayer. And most people answered me that they would prefer more functions at this point, because they don't see so much the point to play multiplayer if there is nothing to do in game, and it's also understandable. So, if you have more questions, just write them. Please keep the questions not very long. Like, don't write them very long, please, because I have more difficulties to read. So, maybe if you can compress them as much as possible. All right. All right, yeah. I don't see much question. One question is from Simon Duda. Would you add courts for the game and social democracy and Christian democracy? Yes, I would like in future to add courts. If you check, I don't know if you know, but during the Kickstarter campaign, there was one stretch goal that is referring to judiciary system, so judge system and this and that. So I would like to add courts in future that can also like judge some laws, depending on, I don't know, maybe the situation. Okay, there is a question from Jacob Bennett. When do you plan to add career modes? This will come probably during next year at some point. There will be like a mode where, because if you see here at the beginning of when you choose a new world, you can choose like the position, and currently it's like a leader of the party. So during next year, I will also add new positions, which is like simple activist. So you can start out as a simple activist, join a party, advertise yourself. For example, I also already made some functions related to like here you can see your personal earnings and so on. Like, so it's related with career more. Then maybe you can have like a goal to I don't know. There can be multiple goals, like, but anyway, you can see the progress on some stats in future. Like there will be, yeah, the career mode, simple starting out as an activist in a place in the country, and then there can be different kind of elections. Like I also would like to add internal party elections, So there can be like an election. It depends from country, because each party is working different. And with the last Alpha 7 update, I also added rules. So some parties now have rules. Like in the United States, there are rules, like membership rules. And yeah, this is like the annual fee people pay, but there will be also rules, how to like, maybe there needs to be like the leader election every year and such things. So yeah, probably the career mode will be added during next year. I don't know at which point exactly, because I'm still focusing on the Senate will be the first stretch goal to be added, and yeah, the primaries for the United States and the rebalancing that I'm currently doing, and yeah, now the values will be more realistic. Like each law will have realistic values, like I mean about budget and stuff like this. Yeah, here I'm still driving license is quite cheap. All right. Yes, I also rebalance the cost of buildings. It will be different if it's a research lab or depending on which. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing up here. Why? All right, I will check why. I will check why. Yeah. So I made a really big database of all the stuff in game. These are buildings, and why here I have time, price 30, and it says no price exactly. I wanted it to have like 20 price for now, so I'm saving it and updating it. So okay, so I can see already the change in game. All right. Yes, now it's showing up correctly. Yeah, the research lab is a bit cheaper than the military base. Yes. So each value that I put in database about budget is then changing by country. So it depends. For example, how much it costs to build a military base in a country will be different than the other, depending how big the economy is in the country. So it's related to how big the economy is, because a military base will cost less in a country with a smaller economy and so on. So it's like rebalancing across across all economies. Yeah, currently there are just two economies, and I still have to rebalance the resource distribution, like the export here, because it's like trading with some other countries. So this still has to be rebalanced, but it will be. An interesting question from Kawai Kyuketsuki. He's asking, will the players be able to edit, remove the pre-existing parties before starting a new game? I don't know yet. But I think it could be added, yeah. It's not something like there can be party remove, like for example here there can be a button like when players create a new game, like to delete the party. Yeah, exactly. That's why I also have this default button, because it's like restore the default parties of the country. So probably yes, yeah. So I'm not 100%, but it's 90%, let's say, 95. All right. So I'm reading some more questions if you have. Sorry, you're Rashi. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I didn't know about that. I'm sorry about. I didn't understood it. All right, I'm checking if you have some more questions. Please, really, if you wanna ask me really also something deep, just ask me. Okay, I see Martix6M is asking if there will be a change to the statement system in the future, and yes, I plan many changes to the statement system. It was just a bare bone, like to have something to do in game. I plan to have much more stuff to do, like you can endorse a law or criticize a law or criticize a government measure and this kind of stuff. So I plan to expand a lot on the statement function. And also maybe, yeah, like there can be really many kind of statements. I also would like, this was also suggested by the community, which I really love the idea, is to have like a statement when the government enters in force, like a statement of what the government will do during the legislation, and I think it's very interesting to add this function as well. Maybe I already added something like that, or there will be much more functions in the game, you know. I also plan like functions for the speakers that they can shift, like they can put like an event, they can shift an event to another week, for example. They can push it forward or backward, like on the calendar, and so it will make sense, you know, to control the speaker as well. All right. Yeah, so the changelog currently of the game is this one here. All right, I'm checking because I also don't remember what else has been changed, added. Yeah, there are some performance gains as well, but yeah, they're not very interesting for for PC because the performance is quite good already. Yeah, there were many bugs. There are still some bugs I have to fix from the last version. Like I read your bug reports, so thank you very much for the bug reports. They're really very useful. I know very fast where to go, and it will be better. The bugs fixings will become better probably during next year because there will be a special update to the game for me that will make me very easy to find bugs. Like so, I cannot explain exactly the details, but anyway. All right. So I'm reading more questions. If you have, also I don't know if you have any questions about the status. I would like to send not far away from today, like an update to every Kickstarter baker, which has the perk to have the politician in game, to ask which name they would like to put to their politician. So I will soon send out an email with all the details for these special bakers. A question is Pedro VLC is asking if the game will be in Spanish, and I'm currently working a lot on new functions, on content. Now the next 2 days I will work on new laws to add. I have already many ideas about also to improve existing laws, to make some laws more interesting. Like I just made some laws just to have something to do, but there will be very expanded. And now that the game is getting rebalanced, it's much nicer to add new stuff, and I'm more motivated on that. So I'm not working currently on translating the game. It's not a priority, but I allow the community to do that if they want it. I released the English file on the Discord. If you check the Discord, there is a channel called Translations, and there the users can find the English original file, and they can, if they want, fan translate to Spanish or to other languages, and I will add them to the game. In future, I would like to officially support some languages, but I will not support the language because it's too much, and it's very difficult when there is a new update with a lot of content. Then I need to retranslate it for many languages, so it won't be very easy, let's say. All right, so there is a question from Mr. Cheeky Monkey. Is it possible to modify the game in future? Yes, as I told many times that I'm planning to add also Steam Workshop support, and I'm of course still planning this. And because I really designed the game to be very moddable, like I explained many times. Yeah, here's like I'm currently working on the scenario default, and you know, for me it's difficult to make also editor tools, to release editing tools, because it's really a lot of effort to make. But I'm thinking about something like editing tools, but I'm not yet very forward in this. But what, for example, if people dislike something in game, some values, like or what a law is producing, for example, then they can find a scenario. Let's check scenario. No, I want to see here scenario. Let's check. No, it's not this one. It's scenarios. Example. Exactly example. Let's open with notepad. Alright, so for example, if you guys dislike one value that is producing a law, then you can simply go to this law. So the law will be under, let's say, laws. Exactly, here is the laws with ID 1 starting. And for example, you would like this law to produce more, yeah, something different, like, or, yeah, let's check, for example, the budget. You would like to change the cost of this law, then you can change it here, and then you can import the file, and it will change all the data in game. So, for the content is pretty moddable, like, and people can also create new laws by simply taking one of this thing and like copying it, like at the end of laws. Let's say, I don't know. Let's go to exactly here. For example, then add a new law here, like this will be then 23, and yeah, with other things, other values and other changes that this law is producing then in game. So it will be really easy to add a new law. Like you just have to copy like yeah, easy. I mean, it's a text file. So, but yeah, I will explain this in a further moment how to create new laws. So all right. Oh fuck. This maybe I shouldn't have shown. Fuck. All right. All right, guys. You have other questions? No, I probably. Let's check. All right. You have some other questions, guys, or I can go on with. My God. Anyway, so this is currently what I'm planning, and yeah. So if you have more questions about what more things can be done, or more something about the future, about the game, or I know this is the world map I'm currently working on, and yeah, so some other stuff I would like to do. Yeah, there will be like the option to invade countries as well. So like to send military, but then there will be serious consequences, of course, and. There is another question, like from Kawai, and she's asking, will there be more cities in the playable countries, like for example, one city per state or its equivalent? Yes, absolutely yes, there will be more cities. I'm adding cities in Unity here in this editor, and yeah, I just, especially in the United States, will for sure get one city per state minimum, and yeah, with some values that are characteristic to these cities, like population value and so on. So in future there will be, I don't know, I don't remember exactly. This was a stretch goal. I'm just checking currently, but I think yes. Municipal election, yes. So so yes, there will be the option to create to run for election in these municipalities, and so yes, I'm planning much more city to be added in the world. Sorry. Oh. Yeah, this is the special debug function that I have as a developer. It's just yeah. All right. What else? What else I can show you guys? Yeah, here are like the list of ideologies that are currently in game. I'm planning some events, like some crises. So here there are some events I'm planning, and they will occur at a specific date, or there can be a function, you know, to add them randomly at some point. And so, all right. So another question from Rat Soup is if the 2023 release possible, and I don't think. I mean, I'm not very convinced that the final release will occur next year, but I will for sure go public next year with the game. So there will be the public early access, not just close it as it's now. And it will be released on Steam as public early access. But when the game will be finished, I think maybe towards the end of next year, there could be, it's possible, yeah. I would like to plan after the game is released, like yeah, and all stretch goals of the Kickstarter campaign are added. I would like to work maybe on one DLC, but I don't know yet. Just to see if there is interest in some to expand more this political simulation game. But yeah, they are still remote ideas. So I'm currently concentrated to finish this, of course, and. I don't know, guys. I think the game is in a pretty good state. Of course, content is missing still. Of course, things can be done much better, like the election, the rebalance, and this and that. But I think the game is in a pretty good shape. It's working on each platform, on phones as well. And the game can be already translated in any language. I don't know. I think it's in a pretty good shape of development. If I compare with I don't know, other projects or so yeah, sometimes things are going forward a bit slow, sometimes a bit faster, because it depends. Some functions really need to be redesigned totally. For example, one time I had to redesign a function that is giving the titles to. I redesigned this title function to like a character in game. They have like a title. They have a national title, which is now this guy, I mean, it's me. It's working as a secretary in the first department, and so on. He's the secretary of the first department. And this function I had to, I rewrote 3 times, just so, for example, because before, it's a bit difficult to explain, but anyway, I had to redesign it sometimes. And some things, I would like them to be designed well, to fit very well in game. I'm not copying other games so much, so, because there are not many political simulation games like this. That's why I have also to be creative and to design things well. And yeah, like from my point of view. Okay, if you have other questions, please ask them. Really, I really would like to answer them as more as possible. All right. Simon Duda is asking if it will be possible to change sitting position of parties in parliament. That's an interesting question. All right. Yeah, like in the United States, in Germany, you can see much easier, much better the sitting position of parties. Yeah, currently it's empty. No, let's then do like this. It should work, not? Or yes, I don't know. Yeah, because currently we have, this is like a regional party, so it's on the right. Yes, I would like to improve this still, so don't worry too much about that, because these are definitely not. Yeah, because it's like it's usually what I know. It's like the more left parties are sitting on the left side, the more right side they're on the right side, or opposite. But anyway, it's like I don't know if it will be manually possible to change, because they will require to create a new function that is specifying this. But I will work a lot on this to improve this, because currently, yeah, it doesn't show very well. I know what you mean. Know what you mean, yeah. The Silver Norse is asking if there will be the ability to do a rebellion suggestion from original country of origin. And yes, I would like to have like a loyal indication of like each state will have like a loyalty towards the country. And if they don't agree, if there is a lot of unhappiness, for example, or if they don't agree with, for example, with some policies of redistribution or this and that, then there can be like a rebellion and a secession, I would like, and then there will be some chaos and maybe also foreign countries involved and this and that. Yes, I would like that to be possible. Because currently I'm adding certain functions and then I will rebalance a lot, and really, how the world is dynamically changing during the game. So currently I'm more focused on the actions like that the player can do during game, when he's controlling the party, when he's controlling the government and this and that. And after that I will work on the living like of the world, like how the world is, all the resources, how they are traded. I will rebalance this a lot, and I think you understood. All right. There is another question from Hugo, and he's asking if the bug is fixed where after a motion of the government fails the game. This bug, I think, has been fixed now. I didn't tested it yet, but for example, in this version, in Alpha 7.2, it won't be possible to plan any more actions the same time an election occurs. So there cannot be any more a statement on election in the same week, or a new measure on the same week. So it will not conflict with election or something anymore. And for example, if the AI plans a new measure exactly when there is an election, then the measure gets postponed on the calendar. So probably the bug is fixed, but I will still test it before I release this alpha version. And yes, so I want to work on more laws still until the release of this alpha version, and more content to do. And I have to recheck everything a bit, like from the like how votes are gained during a game, and there needs to be a lot of rebalance. You know that a political simulation game or like institutional simulation game, and it's complicated. It needs to be rebalanced many times, and I just did it because so you guys have something to play, but I still have to rebalance a lot of stuff. I mean, you know this very well. But it's of course part of development. It's just like this. If I'm rebalancing too early, then each time I add a measure update, then I have to rebalance again and rebalance again and rebalance again. So I prefer, to work on more like actions like that can be planned in game, and then have a super big rebalance in the end. So, but I'm currently working on rebalancing, so the next alpha will be much more balanced and much more interesting to play than before. Okay. Okay, if you guys have more questions, I'm very, very happy to answer them. All right. All right. There is a question, do you think you can make speeches and that thing have a bit more of effect? Because after I do my percentage decrease, it's a question from Adrian. And yeah, of course, there will be still much more updates to Lawgivers II. Yeah, so I have to rebalance all voters, how they're gained, and so on, and all the stats of the lawmakers will have impact on this, and yes, so yes, I currently also rebalanced ideologies a bit, so they will have a bit more sense during game. Like you always have to try to do something that your ideologies would like to that you yeah like I don't know, if you're a left party, they will probably like more left leaning stuff, and so on, and the right party more right wing stuff. I mean, but this still has to be rebalanced much more times. So don't worry about that. It just requires time. It just functions need to be well synced, fleshed out, and this, and then rebalancing will be constant till then the final release of the game. So I'm always thinking about new functions that are related to artificial intelligence and so on, because for example, there can be like a limit for each ideology to expand, you know, like there, so for example, I don't know, something like environmentalism, that is like the new ideology that I've added this in this alpha, in this new alpha. This can maybe have like a potential of voters of 40%, of 30%. It's like how potential has this ideology like to become very mainstream, not so mainstream, and so on. You know, like I'm thinking about these functions. And then, yeah, for example. So, yeah, there are a nice question from Mr. Cheeky Monkey, and he's asking if there will be diseases to the world which would affect the world. Yeah, and currently I'm not planning that, but maybe in a future expansion, who knows? But you know, if there will be the request by players, or if they like Lawgivers do the base game, I will think about that. But currently I'm focusing on the things I already promised, and these are the Kickstarter stretch goals as well. So there is a lot to be added. So I'm thinking about everything, but I also have to put a limit on the things to add. So currently not. Yeah. So I don't know what else I could show you guys. That all right. Yeah, I'm working on some traits of each person. There are like some event groups, like there can be events, new events in future related to discoveries, like the technology, to the economy, to infrastructure, to diseases. So there are some, but it's not on large scale, not on large scale events, as you probably as this guy before was asking. All right, so yeah, so what else I can show you guys? Yeah, this is a list of cities currently I'm planning, so there are more cities I'm planning to add. Yeah, of course there will be much more cities. I just have to still understand the function to hide them sometimes, because sometimes they are disturbing the selection here. Like in this case, you can, it's difficult to select the inner Berlin state. Yeah. So yeah, there is another question by Silver Norse, which he's asking, will there be, or she, or whatever, sorry, will there be events like weather events, environmental effects, or like that? Currently, yeah, like events, yeah, but you know, um, I would really like to expand this game much more, you know, just I have to be sure that it's worth to expand, because it's also taking a lot of time. So, for example, it would be nice to add like temperature, to add some climate effects, climate change. So the laws can also be written considering like the climate. So, for example, like in northern countries it's colder and so on. In southern, so there can be different laws from. But currently, I'm not planning that because it's a lot of work, and it's the same as the answer before. Probably in a future DLC or something, that if this game has the success, the the expected success, let's say. So, but it will be cool. It will be very cool to add more. But there will be small events and disaster. And then there will be like the government will have to take a fast choice and maybe a long-term choice. I would like to have like a short-term choice and then a long-term choice, like so something you have to act fast and something you have to act within the next 2 years, like to fix some or to, I don't know, to pass a law that is I don't know, helping to build better houses in a case of an earthquake and so on. All right. Yeah, okay. Dar Pascal is asking if I can. Someone already asked me today about that. If I can change the order of the sitting in Parliament, and yes, I will change that. Okay, guys, I will change it for the next. I'm promising you. I'm writing it down now. Change the sitting order, the cringy sitting order of Germany. Germany especially, like, yeah, because United States has just two parties inside Congress, so especially, yeah. Okay, thank you very much for the request. I've wrote it down now, so I will do it. Okay. Right. Victor is writing. You have a future in politics. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not very good at talking, sadly, but maybe I can. I don't have to do active politics. I can be behind and with the strings behind, like the puppet master. This I would like to do. All right. All right. Thank you, Silver Nose, and see you next time. Or I hope you will enjoy future updates of Lawgivers II. Thank you very much for joining me on this live stream. All right. Yeah, there are some bugs related to constitutional change still, because sometimes they're really very they are changing a lot of stuff. I still have here to fix some bugs sometimes. Yeah, I know. Like I have really to check all the combinations and see where the bugs are. And I also have your list of bugs reports on Discord, and I'm very happy about that. If you guys want, just join Discord there. Yeah, it's nice to see you there sometimes. And yeah. Okay, so if you have some more questions, I really would like to answer them. So I can directly answer something more. Daniel Carlin is asking, what months will the game be released? I don't know which months the game will release. It's really difficult to tell, because sometimes I'm choosing to work on some functions a bit more, because it's worth it, because they're really worth it to be expanded. And so, yeah, there Pascal is asking what are my next plans after this alpha, and yeah, as I told already in Discord in the announcement, I would like to work on the primaries of the United States. and also improve Germany and United States until they reach a nice level to play, like, you know, like add more content, add more stuff. Before I add new countries, I would like to have Germany and United States working very well. So I'm focusing totally on these countries currently, and like rebalance things and so on, and add new stuff. And starting with the first events, I would like to introduce the first events, maybe that happened in Germany, or that can happen in future, and that already happened in the last 10 years, like some economic issues and this and that. So, and I would like to introduce the feature that government can fast response or late response on these events. And then, for example, one thing that is already due to is like debates. I would like to have debates in game, and that will occur during election time, like before election, sorry, during the election campaign time. And so there can be like at least one debate before the election, where there will be some questions, and I still have to figure out exactly how it's working, but I think it will be nice, because it will be like a probably, I already have some, but I cannot show you now too much. But I already have some examples how they work. And this also will, of course, influence a lot the election outcome. And I think, yeah. All right. Yeah, there also the AI will be much improved. It will be not so easy to change the constitution, and you know there can be many changes yet. And there will be also like functions like to corrupt politicians, which are still missing, like to corrupt on a votes or like and so on. So there are still many things to add, but yeah, I think things are improving, and I'm really excited to see the next updates, and because there really needs to be many changes still, because the game has a lot of parameters and stuff, and they need to be balanced correctly, and so, but yeah, especially this resource trading, I'm kind of sad it's still not. I still have to work on this algorithm that is to trade between countries, that, yeah, like exporting and importing oil, for example, and this and that. And then to add more organizations, I would like as well. There will be more banks, like each will have different loan plans, and there will be, I would like to introduce also like a credit score for parties to take a loan, and so, yeah. Yes, so slowly many things will be added until the game becomes great. At least I hope so. Yeah. El Pipa Informa is asking where is the file to translate the game, and the file to translate the game is on Discord here. Let's check. Here is Discord. Right here, and here in translations. Here is the file. So you just press it, and then this English file is coming out, and you can save and download it. Yeah, and things here inside have to be. This is the original English, and then between here, like this, for example, if it's another language, this content has to be translated. So, yeah, fire, yeah, like fix, flags, and so on, and so on. So it's yeah. So there are like some guys who already started the French, the Portuguese, and the Polish translation. So very nice to have such great people that really would like to see the game playable for people who don't know English, or so. Really nice, and yeah. So you can also check other translations and make an update on that translations if you want. And yeah, what is this? Why it went on this side? Anyway, all right. So okay. Yeah, so if you guys have more questions, I really would like to answer them directly, or otherwise I will close the live stream. Yeah. yeah, so hmm. All right. All right. Yeah, Kawai is asking again if there will be some mods officially implemented. Maybe. There is really a lot to do and to rebalance and this and that about this game. So I don't know if there will be a lot of time. It depends really when the game will be released, how it goes. If it goes well, then I will of course work on the game much more and expand it, and can be expansions and this and that. If the game has like a normal success, let's say, then of course there will be not enough resources to expand this experience. So I'm of course sorry about that if this will be the case. But I'm confident that that the things can go well, pretty well. But I'm not very sure about this yet. So I'm sorry I can't answer. So maybe, but I'm always reading all your suggestions, all the things you put in Discord, in the ideas and the laws. It's really there is so much things to there's so much ideas the community puts there, and so there are like not modifications, but some suggestions are really amazing, and I really try to do what the community would like to have in game, of course, because I'm doing this for you guys. Yeah. An interesting question from Mr. Cheeky Monkey is if there will be new parties and factions popping up in the game in future. Yes, yes, it's like in the first game, it's also existing in Lawgivers 1. At some point, new parties can come, and yes, I would like to have these situations. Maybe, maybe after a big event, or something that is making the country very upset, or something, or the people don't feel represented, or some big scandals, like, because there will also be scandals in game, and I'm really excited about that. Like there can be like a very big scandal at some point, and it will maybe depend how much maybe how much cunning your your lawmakers are. It will depend from many stats. If there will be scandals, like I don't know, like some politicians stealing money, and then you have to choose if you want to push them out of the party and this, you fire them and so on. And yeah, there can be new parties. Like at some point, some people don't feel represented, and then a new party can be born. So I would really like to focus a lot on the balancing, because I think the balancing part will then make the game great. Like it will be great to play. It will be fun to try not to run the country bankrupt. It will be fun to approve the laws that are really needed and not the ones that are maybe like just to get some votes or something, you know. So, and I really then like, to have these different play styles that some people might focus on. Yeah, I just want to reach the maximum. Like I want to promise everything, like, or I just promise the serious things, like the things that are really important, or the things that are possible to change. Or there can be another player that is playing just by promising stuff that is never possible to change, So I really like to focus on these things. So maybe less on new functions, but more of a very good balancing, like, so. But yeah, like. Yes, and also the game will get a proper towards the end phase of development. The game will get a proper tutorial as well that will explain most of functions. So I just added this very simple thing just to orientate a bit for newcomers. But it's still, there is a lot to explain about this game, and how the economy works in game and this and that. Because I try to be the more realistic as possible, but of course I cannot be be so realistic as in real life, because it's difficult and the economy is complex, and yeah. So okay, nice. You put some more questions. I'm happy about that. So I can continue with the live stream for some time. um, Let's check. Let's pick a question. Pablo Perianez Cabrero is asking if there can be a voting graph. Yes, there will be more graphs. I just want to understand exactly where to insert them, like also design-wise. Or there can be like an institute, like to commission a poll, and they will make like a graph, or or something. I don't know exactly how it will be implemented, but I would like to have more graphs, yeah, related to how the past election went, and so on. So currently there is just this about, or even not. I don't know. Yeah, it is about relations. No, there. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, just about currencies. It's currently, yeah, but it's easy to implement for other stuff as well. So yeah, there will be. Just give me time. All right. Yeah, this LP Po Informa is asking if there can be parties created without the need to play them, like they're in game, but they're not controlled by players. Yes, I think so. I think so. I think so. Just give me time, guys, and I will really create a nice political simulation game. Because I will work still on many functions, and yeah. So yeah, of course, I would like that the player has something to do in game. I don't want, for example, that the player starts out that he's already in control of everything and this and that. So I will still try to make that there is like a progress system during game, so that people start out with not so much stuff and they try to run. For example, maybe there could be that if you choose this party, then this party will be like in opposition, and then you have to try to win the election. Like something like that. That you are not starting out like with everything already made. So this is with the second game, Lawgivers II. I don't would like this. I would like to have like a nice progress feeling during game, like that the players really do something worse, and so yeah. So I don't know exactly how this will be implemented. I mean, the new parties, not new non-playable parties. I don't know yet exactly, but I'm thinking about that. Yeah, there is another question by Kawai, and he's asking, are all reached stretch goals guaranteed to be added eventually? Yes, of course. All stretch goals will be added. I really stick to that. I mean, it's the Kickstarter campaign is the truth. Of course, all stretch goals will be added. At maybe I hope to have a lot of time to really sync them well. So, but really everything will be done. That energy stretch goal. So there will be municipal elections, and the Senate I'm working on already, thinking how to implement it. And I want it to be optional, because for some players it could be too much micromanagement sometimes, if there is also the Senate as well. And yeah, I'm working on functions, I'm currently hiding many functions here. In the game, there are many hidden functions that you can't see because they are buggy still. But I'm working on like an option to give competence to each house. So you can choose that the lower house has a certain competence, and upper house, which would be the Senate, will have different competencies. Like so for example, laws related to to the agriculture will just require the lower house to pass, and other constitutional laws will require both houses, and so on. So redistribution of competencies between chambers. So yeah, so I think maybe we can close this live stream. I really thank you very, very much for joining me today. I hope I could answer some of your questions. Um, all right, I try to answer some more questions. Like Kaleidoscope is asking if there will be like an easy mode to the game, like so to play maybe a bit more arcade and less complex. Or yes, I would like to have some components can be deactivated later on, like so maybe new players can play it with a bit simple mode, so just to understand how the game works, and then they can unlock more stuff like the Senate, as I told, or other functions. Maybe maybe there will be like an easy mode without some events and so on. So yes, I would like to have an easy mode as well. Okay. Sorry. Maybe he was thinking about how it would be easy to mod the game. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I don't know because I would have to create some editing tools, and for me as a solo developer, it's really a lot of effort, and so I cannot guarantee that. But I will explain how to create new laws. So modders can add new laws and new events to the game in an easy way, because I will make maybe a short tutorial or write a short tutorial how to change that and how to add new laws and events, and to change the world map. You can change how countries are in game and so on, like, because these countries are all assigned to a specific ID, in this area. And yeah, so this I will write a tutorial how to change that. So, but editing tools are really difficult to create because I have my editing tools as a developer, but I cannot release them to consumers. So I will have to create other editing tools. So it's like creating 2 times editing tools. Because here is like my database. For example, I want to add a new city. I just press this plus, and I'm adding a new city, and then I can add the population of this city, and the GDP and so on. So this is like these are like my editing tools, but I can't release these edit tools for everyone, or not in this current state, maybe in a different state. But it will be cool because it's easy. You see, you just add like this plus, and you can add really a law very easy. For example, you can add a new law and change the things, because here I'm changing values related to laws, like they change resources. They, for example, this law is helping the banana productions, for example, and here I also have like a credit for the person creating this law. So I already planned, because there are like some perks in the Kickstarter campaign where some people can create with me new laws, and here I have already the like they will have the credit, their name here. Like I like if they have like the ID 56, I will put them here. All right, and so these are like my editing tools of content editing tools, and so. I will release a short tutorial how to change the text file with all the content. So you can add really easy, like with copy and paste, you can add a new law and change the values. Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you guys for coming by. Really, it was very, very nice to see you. To make another live stream. Today we had not much people maybe, but I didn't advertise it too much because I don't know, it's like a more confidential time for you to ask me some questions. I don't want it to be crazy popular currently, maybe in future, maybe not, because the live streams are a bit difficult to plan for me. Sometimes I'm not at home, or I'm in some other like situations. I have, for example, if you hear, I have like a kind of hole effect because I'm not sitting. I still have to put something in the office, like in the small office I'm working. Like it's kind of empty and it's holding, and so I don't know, because I don't know if there will be more live streams in future, more often, or maybe once a month, or like this, how we have it now. There is another question by Toby Titanic, and I would like to answer. When will the black money be added? Currently, yeah, there are not many functions targeting black money, like because there is still no way to corrupt people in game and corrupt other parties, maybe. But it will be at some time. There will be some functions. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about maybe in the next weeks. I don't know, because as I told to you guys, I'm working now a lot on improving Germany and United States. I will not add new countries at this point for some time until next year. At some point, there will be a new poll to ask which would like the next country to add. But you know, if I'm making like a presidential system country like the United States, and then like a parliamentary republic like Germany, then with both these countries, I can after add it faster, like France, for example, because it's like a mix from the United States system and the republic system. So you know, it's easier after to add other countries like so. And you will choose the next country to add. Maybe it will be United Kingdom, maybe France, maybe Italy, maybe Russia, maybe Brazil, or who knows. So thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope I could answer some of your questions. And would be nice to see you on Discord sometimes. If you have some tips, just write them. Sometimes I'm scrolling through all the chats. It's really so fascinating to see all ideas you put there. And I'm really excited for the next updates. And I hope you stick with the game. When the next updates come out, you will try the new changes. It's really nice to have this community. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, and see you at the next live stream. And have a nice time, have a nice day, and all right, see you next time.